Right. Okay, now getting serious now. It's obviously been a week since we did any of these due to some personal scheduling conflicts last week. So, last time, the party defeated the evil necromancer at the docks and ended up saving the city.
Yay.
I punched him in the face.
Hail the
Yes, you
conquering
did.
heroes.
After I fell over from a color spray.
Most metro attack.
Also, apparently
Yeah.
his most effective against paladins.
Shit.
Well, because I rolled terribly.
You'd think a necromancer would appreciate being good against paladins.
So the survivors
Monks?
of Meadow by the Sea hold a bit of a feast in your honor with what supplies they have on hand. It's
And
not much,
so
but
it
it's
begins.
appreciative.
How much alcohol was there?
Absolutely none at all. They needed it to burn all the bodies.
Well, they're not getting any of mine.
They needed all of it.
Don't have to take off with my force. If they want a couple more bodies, they can give it a shot.
Yeah, there's like... Okay, anyway.
It's called
And
lawful appropriation.
Yeah. Anyways,
No, I don't.
Moving
Okay.
on.
shut up. Let the GM talk. Even though I'm, like, just as bad. But anyways. After the party, you head over to the alchemy shop and appropriate the items on Cherry Mitten's list. You also go over to the Park District and retrieve the liquid sunlight from the collector array the gnome apparently set up on the hill there. You load all that into several wagons that were handily available with no one around to claim ownership.
One several.
And head back to Brittleford. Your journey through Brits are rather uneventful this time around. There's no dick-ass fairy dragons or anything like that.
Little bastard.
And
You'll get her one day, Skull.
I'm trying to beat him up.
Brittleford. You can see it across the bridge over the Brinding River. Looks like the guards in front of the gate are wearing some sort of festic tunic over their armor this time. In fact, there's also a lot of banners waving in the wind and everything. And reefs everywhere. It looks like
What banners?
What was that?
What sort of banners?
Like,
Nice.
just banners. Do you really want me to make up a coat of arms for the town?
I was just checking if it was relevant.
Okay. It's like the town's coat of arms and all that shit, but anyway.
Oh, we got
In
back.
fact, the entire thing has a sort of festive air about it. What do you do?
Head inside the gate.
Right. As you approach the gate in the stone wall, you can see that there are colorful carts and wagons, flags and ribbons, and all sorts of ponies and people lining the road for 100 yards beyond the gate. Dozens of ponies activities.
The hell was that?
And
That was my
a
phone going off.
dizzy, lively hum of noise rises from behind the walls. The smells of roasting meat, exotic spices, and cut flowers filling the air. Near the gates, the movement of the throng of people making their way inside the wall slows to a crawl. 4 town guards, each wearing a bright red tabard, gives each visitor a careful look, though they seem relaxed and friendly. The guards can be seen peace-bonding any weapons in evidence.
Well,
Well, it's
festival.
gonna end up covered in ribbons then.
You know what this means, guys?
Yeah.
It means there's going to be plenty of booze. Let's get in there.
Right.
Cool. Let's do it.
You head in. The guards stop you as you approach, as you're obviously a bunch of rather heavily armed ruffians.
Oh yes, so rough. Rough and tumble and troublemakers
Hey,
to the core.
I need weapons.
Well, okay.
Little
Each of
tiny
you probably-
adorable Arya. What was that?
somebody have a chicken in the room?
It was a dog.
Sounded like goats. Or ghosts, rather.
No, it's
Zombie
just,
ghosts.
I'm trying to turn off my phone right now.
Okay.
So anyways, the guards stop you as you approach, because you're a rather heavily
Armed?
armed band of ruffians. One of them steps forward and says, "Greetings, adventurers. Are you here for the fair?"
Yes, sir.
Yes, we also have a delivery for one cherry mint.
Matron, cherry
you're
mint.
heading to the temple?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's us.
Indeed.
Well,
Hopefully.
say hello to Rebecca for me, the human says.
Arya gets
Okay,
a
if
bit of a
we
grin
see
and
her.
says, "Yeah, I'll do that."
Right, anyways, he points to your weapons. I'm afraid, according to the orders of the Baron, your weapons must be peace bonded. Yeah, and he pulls,
Hey,
we can do
reaches
that.
into a pocket and he pulls out a handful of leather straps, which he hands
go
over
right
to you.
ahead. I don't need no weapons.
I will gleefully tie up Skull Splitter's fists, hooves, whatever.
If you try,
Hey, let's keep the BDSM out of this.
I was going more for hog tying, but alright.
I apply the straps to my longsword.
Anyone with a sword or a similar edged weapon has to have it tied to the scabbard.
Yep.
Anyone with
I've
a
got
spear
range
or an
shuriken.
axe gets a leather bag tied over it, the blade. Similarly,
We do
Anyone
all of that
with-
for all of the extra weapons lying in the various wagons as well, since we're bringing back a small armory with us to sell.
Similarly, they tie bags over open quivers and bolt cases or secure them closed. Just FYI, readying a peace-bonded weapon for normal use requires a full round action and makes you vulnerable to an attack of opportunity. An attack with a peace-bonded weapon, or namely a spear or axe, suffers a -2 penalty to attack and damage. Those of you who are obviously spellcasters, namely anyone carrying around a spell component pouch, has to get a necklace of lodestone and has to wear it through the entire festival to dampen
That's
your magical
fun.
abilities.
Alright.
Yeah, well, out of character, it was supposed to be you have to have your middle and ring fingers tied together, but ponies don't exactly have fingers, so I just made some shit up.
That is kind of neat. Okay.
I'm actually curious
and-
if any of my spells require a component pouch.
You have mistletoe as a divine focus. They tie it into a pouch, which also takes a 4-round action and is vulnerable to AAO. Anyways, after all that's done, the guards nod at you and wish you a happy day at the festival.
We nod and go on forth.
we charge forward into the festival, ready to
We're in a
rejoice.
wagon. There's no
Oh,
charge
yes.
in a wagon.
Yes, if you're letting that stop you, you're not thinking big enough.
Right. So the Sun Temple is perhaps 100 feet past the gate.
Cool. Well, we'll head right there then.
You arrive at the Temple of the Two Sisters, about 100 feet past the gate. The gate guardian today is not Rebecca, who you met when you visited here the first time. It's instead some Pegasus stallion. You estimate he's somewhere in his 20s, who you've never met. He waves at you as you approach and says, "Greetings! What do you need of the Temple of the Sun and Moon today?"
We've got a whole
A
bunch of
few days
stuff.
ago, we were hired by Cherry Mint to retrieve some materials from the town north of here. We ran into some trouble, but we're back with our delivery.
"Oh, all right then," he says. "Matron Mint should be up in her study right now. You can leave the wagon out front. He points to the wagon you're dragging along. I'll have some of the lay brothers and sisters pull it around out back.
Thank you.
Cheers. Now let's get our reward, and then let's go get blind drunk in celebration.
You have any
Let's-
idea just how much alcohol 2,000 gold will buy?
Let's do the first half of that. How about that?
Let me put it this
we'll
way:
compromise.
I don't care how high you roll on fort save. Your liver will give out before your pouch does.
There's also a limit to how much liquid you can consume in an amount of time. Eventually, you will drown yourself to death.
Hey, to be fair, I never said let's spend all of it on booze. I just said let's get blind drunk. There's a difference.
It's about
Sure.
150,000 gold difference.
So,
I
We
think
can
an
see-
ale is like 1 copper. So, anyways, you head inside. You open up the doors to the temple. Head inside. Hang a right. Go to the end of the hall. Go up the stairs, and eventually you reach the door to Cherry's study, which you briefly visited last time.
Yay.
I Kool-Aid man through the door again.
God damn it.
I think she had.
Unfortunately, the door opens outwards, not inwards, and you just run flat into the door with a loud bang.
Stand back, I'll try that again.
I
No,
pushed
stop.
away.
I think that
Knock
one knock
and-
is enough. Thank you. Just no.
A moment later, you hear a voice calling out from behind the door. Who is it?
Miss Mint, we're back from. What was the name of that town that we?
Meadow
were
by
at?
the Sea.
Meadow by the Sea.
Back.
Miss Mint, we're back from Meadow by the Sea.
And we get to punch zombies.
It was a bit more than what you thought it would be.
Cherry Mint
That was
opens up
zombies.
the
It was
door
far
and
more
looks at
interesting.
you. She sees that several of you have newly acquired scars and evidence under your coat, and pales a bit. She says, "Oh my, please come in." And holds open the door as she ushers you all into her study one by one.
I saw one and take out one of my drinks to drink as we go. Let's see, what should I drink today? Let's have some mead. Yeah, there's some mead.
Ew.
What? All right then.
So Cherry Mint closes the door behind you and walks over to her oaken desk where she takes a seat at the pillow behind it. There's a couple pillows in front of it, and she motions for you to take a seat as well. So, she says, what was all this about zombies?
Yes. When we arrived to to Meadow by the Sea, it was under siege by zombies.
Lots of zombies.
She says, under siege?
Not less under siege, more they were inside the city everywhere.
Well, yeah, I guess it was a bit more of an
Well,
invaded,
the
but
fort was under siege.
yeah.
Oh yeah, well, the city. The city was already fallen to the sea, so
True.
just a church and a fortress. And some sewers we cleared out. Don't worry, we found
Pales, the blood
Maybe.
draining from her face.
You're going to need a new supply or two. He got turned into a ghoul.
Yeah.
She says, yeah, I'm not particularly worried about that at the moment. I mean, it's unfortunate what happened to him, but I have higher priorities.
It's just not very
Entirely understandable, man.
What are you saying, Neil?
just saying that just wanted to make sure that that
Oh, I thought you were saying something about rolling knowledge religion.
no.
Make
Yeah,
her
that
do
makes
it.
Okay. Anyways, she says, tell me everything.
zombies. Dun dun dun.
We got waylaid quite a bit in the forest. When we got there, the town was overrun by the undead. And after some poking around, we discovered that it looks like someone had hired this necromancer to invade the city. And he was using a were-rat as his messenger.
Oh, he also had this on him.
Oh yes, and the evil cube. Very
Oh,
evil.
right. The evil thing.
The locket
Ugh.
itself is not actually any special in and of itself. It's just a few sketches of the guy's dead wife. But the
Yeah, in
cube,
case you knew who it was.
yeah, she looks at the locket and says, "I don't know who this is," and she puts it down on her desk.
And then we sure
The moment you pull out the cube, Cherry Mint pales, and she says, "Where did you get that?"
from the
Also,
necromancer.
necromancer would be
Off his
Yeah.
body.
Can you tell us what it is?
It is, she says, if I'm not mistaken, an artifact of the Twilight War, which should be locked in a secure vault at the cathedral in Oak Ridge.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I don't
that's
think
not
it
good.
is. Unless I've been drinking a lot more than I thought, I'm pretty sure this is not a secure vault in Oak Ridge.
No, Skull Splitter, it's not, Cherry says.
So someone stole it?
Sherry looks rather concerned. I hope this is just a replica or a pale imitation, but if it's what I think it is,
Who's trying hitting it? Replicas break easy.
I
see,
don't,
are you hitting it?
No, I'm saying we should.
Okay, yes.
Yeah, 'cause if it's a replica, it'll break easily.
Maybe.
No, it won't.
Let's not test that.
let's not touch it.
I'm going to.
Ah, why
she
not?
looks at the cube as sits on her desk and then looks up. I'm going to have to send a message directly to Oak Ridge about this.
Alright then.
What? Do you have a way to or seal it?
I have a small safe for various relics and other objects that are too precious to risk to theft downstairs. Be comparatively safe there under lock and key. Worst comes to worst.
Oh.
Yeah?
You got really far away for a second.
Oh, yeah. It should be safe there under lock and key for the moment. Though I'm sure the church will send a detachment of as soon as possible to take possession of it.
All right.
So you have done you've done a immense favor for me and an immense service to the kingdom, and I would see you rewarded for that. She gets up and walks over to the door. She says,
All right, get up and follow her.
so she
Yep.
walks downstairs, walks back into the center sanctuary, and speaks with one of the priests performing duties in there. He nods, turns, and walks over to a door which he opens up and it leads to a staircase down. About 5 minutes later, he comes back up with a bag. He
But
hands it to Cherry,
the
and
bulging
she
with you.
turns and says, "This is your payment, plus a bit extra. In addition, if any of you, I have some skill in enchanting. If any of you would like a minor magic item, I could forge something for you."
Cool.
Okay.
It would take me a few days, but I'm sure I could find something you'd all like.
Oh,
Yes.
cheers, Barry.
We'd appreciate that. Thank you.
That sounds lovely. Thank you.
Cherry hands the bag to
Oh,
Area.
Skull.
There you
Aw. Don't you trust Skull?
No.
No.
No, Cherry Mint gets a plus 20 to her sense motive for shady characters because she's a mother.
Hey, Skull is shady.
Not shady, mischievous,
Yes.
problematic.
Arya looks like the party babysitter, so therefore she gets to hold on to the responsible things.
I think that Heaven would look like a
Actually, yeah, Heaven would be the. Well, Aria's responsible too, but yeah.
Arya's responsible, but she's too adorable to look like it.
Aria hasn't tried to hit on any authority figures yet, and
true.
she's not Skull, so.
Oh, I haven't had to hit on anyone yet either.
Yes, you have.
I have?
I'm pretty sure.
Then says,
There's
"In
Aurucite on that.
addition, if you're planning on spending a while in town here, I could offer you lodgings here at the temple for that period of time."
That depends. What's your policy on alcohol?
That's your. I knew this was
on.
coming, but
The Sun Queen and the Moon Princess, they must enjoy a good bit of a tiffle every now and then. Go on, they must.
It always comes back to that, doesn't it, Skull?
everything revolves around drinking for Skull.
Or violence, but I can't. That's not applicable here.
Cherry says, "I don't mind if you have a few drinks every so often, but if you're going to do serious drinking, please go to a tavern or something."
So just don't get blind drunk here.
Yeah. Specifically, don't get blind drunk here in front of potentially her daughter.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. I suppose I can manage that. But to do it properly, I'm going to have to drag Heaven with me to make sure I don't actually accidentally come back while drunk. Thank you for volunteering, Heaven.
How?
What?
Throw a hoof around Heaven's shoulders. Alright, let's go get drink. Yes, let's go drinking. Fair reward.
Wait. Heaven says as he's drug off.
Is there seriously anything else we need to do, or?
Not right now.
Well then.
Skip.
She say, Cherry looks at you and says, today is the start of the fair, right?"
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
fair. That means things like spiced mead.
And it's a
Something to do with the Solstice, maybe?
it's like a 3-day long festival in celebration of the end of the Twilight War 730 or 600 years ago.
Dandy.
You might enjoy it. There's games and other attractions, food stands, all sorts of things down the town.
Thank you. We'll be sure to check it out.
So how much gold do we each have in total now?
I don't think any of you have actually opened up the bag yet, so
Nope.
Not yet.
Well, then,
There is the one with the money.
Kind of rude to do that while we're just sitting there in front of her.
yeah, kinda.
It is.
Kind of a lot. So.
then clearly we need to all go to a tavern together to look at our spoils.
Yeah, that might work.
I might regret saying this in the future, but I think that's a great idea, Skull.
What have you done?
Everybody prepare for the end times.
So we're going to drag all of you off to a tavern somewhere.
Cherry says, well, I need to get back to filling out that paperwork I was doing and inventorying the supplies you brought, so I'll bid you farewell for now.
See ya.
Thank you, Matron.
Bye.
Just let us know if you need anything else.
Cherry nods and says, I will.
Okay.
Do I have a tavern? Oh, I don't have a tavern set up yet.
Curses.
I don't know.
Foiled again.
He-Man!
What?
No.
You just shout He-Man.
Yes, he did.
Why?
And
Why
there's
not?
2 people out of 4 got the joke.
He's trying to sound like, what's his face?
Skulltor.
Yeah, that bastard.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Anyway, so we go to a tavern.
Stop.
Son of a bitch. I just dropped out of the room. Give me a second.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Alright, so we go make our way back to the tavern, or to a tavern.
Skull finds one with her alcohol sense.
Detect tavern.
Better
Yeah,
than
it
that,
might be-
let's find one that Skull hasn't been to so that we don't get kicked out.
Sure, I've only like visited the city so far.
Right.
Detect
So
foods.
you head down into
Ooh,
the
pizza.
city, passing through the start of the fair as you go. The streets of Brittleford bustle with activity as the fair engulfs the main street through town. The street, none too wide in the first place, is narrowed further by the carts and booths lining its side. Fortunately, wagons are barred. Pedestrians enough. Artisans, entertainers, and merchants staff the fair booths, calling potential customers and trumpeting their wares. Above it all, 2 notable features define the town's landscape. A walled keep crowns the hill at the western end of the town, and the central town bell tower stands like a sentry.
Oh.
Let's hope nothing happens to that historical example of failed construction.
So you head past the bell tower and hang a left onto Eastgate Way, which at the end of it you find a tavern with the image of a gorgon on the sign, which declares it to be the Stony Gaze Tavern.
In we go then.
Yeah.
What better place than to get stone cold drunk?
I burst in.
But Alright, Arya's going to walk in past skulls bursting and find them a table.
You know, I'm just gonna make like every door open outwards.
Actually, considering that it's a public place, that's probably a very good idea.
Well, first I opened the door, then I burst through it.
But you have to take 2 steps now. Victory is mine.
Hey, I will do it at extreme speed. If not, I'll just start sundering doors.
Hey, don't make me make it so you have to solve a Rubik's Cube to get through the door.
No, not those double lock.
I'll just smash the Rubik's Cube to bits. So we're
The
going in.
anti-theft curtain. Anyways,
Oh my god.
you enter through the door.
I thought we were going to enter through the window.
No, you
Oh.
enter through the door, you goddamn bitch. A gnome looks up from the bar as you enter. He's busy polishing a glass. The tavern looks pretty empty right now, probably because, you know, it's about 9 in the morning and all of his regulars are either A, still having a hangover, or B, at the festival.
Really? Huh. That early? I thought we just finished our trip.
I think we finished it in the morning.
Yeah.
Alright then. Either way, I go up and get a drink, and then we can sit down and open up the bag.
I greet the gnome and then follow Era to their table.
The gnome nods at you and says, let me know if you need anything.
Beer. Hey, beer.
No bees.
All right, what will you have?
What have you got?
He rattles off a list of 40 or 50 beer flavors.
I think she-
ending with and Aurelian Fire Gut.
Fine, let's get that.
Right, he nods and starts putting it. He nods, pulls out a tankard, starts pouring some beer into it, and hands it to you.
Thank you. Pass on however much he wants for that.
No, thank you.
Right, that'll be 5 silver.
I'll give it to him.
Okay.
Don't really care.
Well, drop some gold on the counter. Put that towards the tab for the Earth Pony. She'll need it.
The gnome makes the coin disappear and nods his thanks.
Oh boy.
Skull pats Wild on the back.
You-
Aw, thank you.
Well, I owed you a drink, right?
And there you've
Dang.
just paid for 50.
And Skull's probably going to use it all within this period.
Well,
So-
fair enough.
Right.
Anyway.
So you take a seat at one of the tables, and Area pops open the bag. Within there's about 10,000 gold.
Yay!
Goodness.
Divided
Nice.
4 ways, that's 2,500.
Ooh, yay.
In
Yeah.
addition, there are 3 small, nearly folded paper cranes.
Eh?
Hmm?
Skull peeks on it and looks at it right then.
Ooh. Arya's gonna
Check
do
it.
detect magic
He'll
on
do it.
that.
They are, in fact, magical.
Oh. Arya's gonna spellcraft
Let's
that.
use paper.
It's magic paper.
It is
Magic
magic
paper.
paper. It's very
Let's look
magic
about
paper.
magic paper.
It's spellcraft. Fortuity
Yeah, I'm just
identification.
I'm just checking the caster level here.
Okay.
And you beat it by 1.
Yeah.
It appears to be paper imbued with the animate object spell or a close variant. In addition, faint transmutation auras seem to suggest some sort of duplication effect bound into it. It looks like if you finished a few folds, it would trigger the enchantment and animate the object and begin duplicating it, and it would probably then attack nearby enemies. At least that's what Area thinks.
Okay, so they're
Origami swarm.
They're origami swan things, and if you finish up the folding kind of like this, and she doesn't actually do it, but she mimes doing it, then they are like a swarm of attacking paper cranes.
Go, mess with
Oh,
it, Skull.
goody. Attacking paper cranes. Fearsome.
You'd
Well,
be
it's
amazed.
good for a distraction at least.
Who needs paper when you've got hooves of steel like me?
Heaven rolls his eyes.
Well, Arya's gonna keep one of them anyway. Skull
Yep.
can be all she wants.
There's 4 of them.
There were 3.
Perfect, one for everyone but Skull.
Yeah, I don't need one.
Yeah, I'll take one.
One for each of the casters. There you go.
Not much of a caster, but
Well, mini caster.
You meet the
Is that
minimum
all?
requirement.
So that all that was in there?
And... Okay. In case it comes up, each of these is worth 300 gold.
all right.
Or 150 if you resell it.
Cool beans.
Right, so what are you going to do now?
Well, I don't know. Go enjoy the festival.
Well, that's probably the good idea, considering this festival is the entire reason I'm over on this coast.
So we've done that. It's time for some more drinking.
We should also probably consider selling off all that equipment that we picked up.
Boring.
Well, eventually, but I'd rather do that after the festival's over, you know?
Yeah.
Ah, come on, Ari, relax. Get a drink.
Drink?
We-
Heck
we-
no, I'm gonna go start a party.
succeeded. A party? We're already in a party. Yeah. What sort of party? Is there gonna be booze?
I don't know. Are you gonna bring booze?
Yes.
Well, then there will be booze.
BYOB.
Woo! Where's this party? What's going on? Tell
I don't
me
know.
everything.
I don't know yet. We've got to go make it.
Make it where?
Make it. Well, I'm gonna have to check that out. Actually, I need to go find out if I'm allowed to just free range start singing, or if I need to sign up for a performance
License.
pass. Yeah. Temporary license.
High or low?
Low. Do I want to know what that 1d12 is?
Oh, that was just for a later encounter. I needed to get a number. Okay, you can.
That's not
Turns out there's a list of rules and regulations posted by the East Gate, which you're like 2 doors down from.
Shoot.
And it turns out you are indeed allowed to free range bard as long as you keep it to South Spur in the Eastgate neighborhoods.
Well,
Or these neighborhoods.
Require a license if you
Gee, I
try
wonder
and head
where
up
we are
to
now.
Silver Hill.
You should start singing about the adventures of valiant adventurers, like, say, an
Mm.
awesome Earth-Fame Mark, who saved a city full of zombies. I mean, we heard from the zombies. It wasn't a city full of zombies who we saved from something
That's
else.
actually
That'd be weird.
most of a good idea. And exactly what I'm going to generally do.
Ooh.
Right then, make a performance check area.
Alrighty. Performance.
Well, don't worry, we're just going to sit drinking and judging you silently. So, no pressure.
You type hard.
Only when I'm trying to. Sorry.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Area manages to attract a small crowd with her performance.
Yay. Storytelling.
Yeah, you'd say there's maybe like 70 or so ponies, humans, and other races just sort of like listening to you as you tell this story. In fact, you get a few silver pieces tossed Area's way.
Woo! Money.
I watch drinking. Clearly, they back into the tavern to get more beer.
In fact, after Area's done, there's about 20 or so silver pieces in front of her.
Woohoo!
Hey. Enough to get you a room at the inn.
Yeah.
If you weren't staying for free.
I was gonna say, at this point, do we really have to worry about that? Are we
Yeah.
Not
concerned?
for a while. Yeah, this isn't the Conan RPG where you spend half your liquid assets every week you're not adventuring.
Blah.
Alright, well then, in that case,
That's
let's
that.
do some, let's get some decadence underway while we
Oh.
wait for the things to happen.
Right. So you're wandering through Eastgate now, I assume, or are you going to go somewhere else?
We'll wander through Eastgate.
Yeah,
I'm
sounds
good.
good.
Okay. So, from the Old Ford Gate to Eastgate, there's live entertainment, which is raising the noise level of the area, as maestros, comedians, poets, actors, storytellers, and a dozen other entertainers compete to be heard. Artisans, merchants, and other professionals are selling their wares and their services. The quality of the wares and services seems to vary wildly, but you notice it seems to increase in both aesthetic and practical value the closer one gets to the hill. Foods including meat pies, pastries, meat and ale, and various forms of spiced and cooked produce.
Food.
And suddenly, you hear a shout from the middle of the busy fair, which spreads into an expanding ripple of cries and screams, accompanied by loud crashes that sound like carts and booths being overturned. The ripple of sound immediately transforms into a wave of ponies and people as bystanders try to escape whatever is wreaking havoc behind them.